Delegates, and I'm running in the state delegate at 35B. And I prepared something, and I'm going to read it to you because it lets you know about who I am. My father, when I was younger, used to tell me that you have to vote. If you don't vote, you can't complain. And we've told our children that as well. That plays in my head every day. We made a very important decision to make sure that our kids voted. Now, my children are older, I have grandchildren, but they vote in every election. And they said they hear my voice in their head saying, you better vote or you cannot complain. I never thought I'd be here. I have to be honest. I'm 62 years old. I never thought I was going to run for office, although over the years I've had people tell me I should. I have been on the commission, actually I was the chair of the Commission for Women here in Hartford County. I am a former educator. I have been involved in a lot of different things. One thing that I am upset about and would love to see, although Maryland has ratified it, is to see the ERA passed. Because whether you know it or not, it has not been passed. And with a swipe of a pen, our rights can be taken from us, ladies. So I really thought we would be just celebrating the fact that Hillary Rodham Clinton was our president. And we would be just kind of living on Easy Street. But that didn't happen. And I found this quote that really resonated with me. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but you are not entitled to your own facts. And we are hearing, coming out of our government in Washington, facts, and they're saying they're false and fake. They are skewing what is real and what is not. And it has become very upsetting to me over these last months. But it was the shooting in Parkland that really got to me. Those brave kids, when I saw those kids stand up to the NRA on TV, I was just overwhelmed. I was just taken aback. What bravery for kids. And then they talked about, as somebody had said before, actually it was one person from the White House who was saying that it's okay to harden our schools and to give guns in the hands of teachers. Well, as I said, I'm a former teacher. We had active shooter drills. And that was only after Columbine. I can't imagine what these students are going through now. My students were terrified. As I backed them into a corner of our classroom, made sure the door couldn't be opened, and closed the blinds in our classroom. These kids were terrified. And I was terrified. And I knew it was fake. They would ask me, will you protect me? And I'd say yes, with my life. And I would stand in front of them. And I thought, oh my gosh, my kids will end up being without a parent, but I will protect my students who were my kids as well. I have grandchildren that are in school right now. I am so upset that when my son and daughter-in-law and my daughter take those kids to school, they're worried that they're not going to come home. We can't live in a country like this. This has never been in our country. This is ridiculous. Guns, yes, kill people. In fact, I heard tonight about a teacher. I was at Moms Demand Action tonight before coming here.
So was I.
And I heard a teacher talk about the fact he was in a shooting here in this state. See, and it's not only that it happens elsewhere, it happens in this state as well. And he was talking about the fact that he wrestled a gun from a child, from a high school student. And he said if it wasn't for the fact that it was just a hunting rifle, it could have been another Parkland. We can't allow this to happen. Now, we have passed great gun laws here in this state. We need to make sure it goes further, and I'm hoping it will go further, and we need to make sure that it continues. One of the reasons I am running is because the people that are the state delegates in 35B, one of them in particular puts out bills for guns. I'm not going to mention her name. You can look it up. But that is really upsetting to me. We should be protecting our kids and ourselves. We shouldn't be putting more guns in the street, not military-style rifles. And I have hunters in my family, and they said there is no reason whatsoever to have a semi-automatic to go hunting. You're only hunting for people if you've got a semi-automatic. You know, in the 60s, when I grew up, maybe a few of you did too, we did the duck and cover, right? in the
Yeah.
hallways and under the
Under
desks.
the desk.
And we used to say, oh, they said it was because we had bombs that might fall on us. No bomb ever fell. And by the way, I grew up in New York. I've been here for over 40 years, but I grew up in New York. No bomb ever fell in New York or in Maryland or any other place in our country. We were safe. It was almost a joke. But these kids today are frightened. So education is very big. As you had mentioned, the Innovation and Excellence in Education by Kerwin, that is fabulous. I suggest you read it. It not only talks about what needs to be done in schools and for teachers, but it also talks and touches on the technology and the innovation that they have. Not everybody should be going to college. Not everyone is cut out for college. We need to have a technical high school and classes in every technical high school so that children and students that want to go into plumbing, that want to go into electrical, can actually leave the high school and get a certificate and be an apprentice. We can do that because we need to change things. Things have changed. Jobs that we had years ago are no longer here. And today I heard that toll takers at the tolls and all our Maryland roads, and bridges and everything, they're going to be doing away with that. So the jobs we have today will not be here tomorrow for our kids and our grandchildren. And we need to make sure that we provide enough education so these kids can get out of school and they can get a job. The environment, well, the Chesapeake Bay is one of the most precious resources we have. And we need to make sure it's fully funded. It has been coming back. But we need to make sure it's fully funded and that the funding isn't taken away. It provides jobs, it provides resources. But we also need to work with the other states because Susquehanna begins in New York State and runs down through Pennsylvania and into the Chesapeake Bay. We need to work with Delaware and Virginia as well.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Did I finish mine?
Uh,
You cut me off.
We've got